You all, Colleen Gallagher here. I'm just sitting outside. There's a little park by where I live, and I just had the most incredible podcast conversation with Yvonne De La Flor. If you guys don't know her, make sure to check her out. She's been a friend, a mentor, an ally, just an amazing person in my life. She, at 17, she lost her arm, was in a really bad car accident. And this woman, has studied spirituality since the age of 12. Every type of religion. She's just an incredible woman. She's some of the people she's had the privilege to study in front of, and then what she brings to the world is just beyond phenomenal. So anyway, I was thinking about this when I'm in a high energy conversation like that, and the podcast will be released in a couple days. When I'm in a high energy zone like that, in a high state of frequency, I always need to come and go for a walk after, because it's like I've got to walk through what was just inputted into my system. And this is why I love social media. This is why I love YouTube. This is why I love podcasts, because you get access to some phenomenal people that you would never get access to if it weren't for the media. This is someone in my network, and now from my network I'm bringing it to you guys, and you guys get access to someone who's for over 40 years studied spirituality with some of the most well-respected people on the planet. Some of the most, you can't even find these people's names until you're it's almost like people that are just so high up in the world, you don't even get access to their names, because they're just that high up. That's what this woman has done in the world of spirituality. So it got me thinking. I wanted to come on and share, what is a light worker? Because I feel like a lot of you on here, that I'm a light worker. There's a lot of you who also claim to be light workers, and there's a lot of misconceptions, I feel of what, some people just magically are light workers and some aren't. I know when I heard that word light being, light worker, I had no idea what it meant, but I was like, that's what I am. I am a light being. I'm a light worker. I had no idea. I just knew it was me. And I hope maybe that's what you feel like, but I still don't know if I can give you a good answer of what exactly a light worker or light being is. I think a lot of people claim it, it's some secret magical power that they have and no one else has. But the reality is, a light worker is something all of us have available to us. Just like we all have available to be a fashion designer. We all have availability to be a CEO. We all have availability to live a freedom lifestyle. We can live wherever we want, create whatever we want, and get paid by being us. We all have that available. So all a light worker is someone who's literally gone through things in life, trauma, heartbreak, which is my third book. You've just gone through things, abandonment, you maybe abuse, you had issues with your parents, you've had money struggles, you've just been through something. You cannot tell me there's one person on this planet who has had a quote unquote just normal upbringing. You are, if that is you are totally disconnected from yourself, and you're just totally numb. It's you've almost just drinking bottles of alcohol and you're numbed by it. So, everyone's gone through heartbreak and trauma. A light worker is someone who has actually looked at, hey, I went through these things in life. In my first book, I call it the intoxicator movement. I've looked at these, I've gone through these things in life, these things that were toxic, these things that were hard, these things that really caused turmoil. They caused emotional turmoil. They caused pain. They caused a space in my life of not being well mentally, emotionally, or physically. I've had many of those, whether it's cancer, whether it's actual heartbreak, whether it's business things. I've really had so many at such a young age. But the light worker part comes when you go, hey, I've went through this, and now I'm going to walk forward with the wisdom of this. I'm going to now walk forward in light of this. I'm going to now take this experience that was so dark, it was so heavy, and I'm going to take responsibility for my portion of the creation, my portion of why this experience happened. I'm going to find the meaning, and I'm going to bring light to it. I'm going to take that light and work on it in the world. I'm going to bring it into consciousness, into awareness, into contribution, into something greater than me, my passion project, my passion purpose, whatever that is. That is what it means to be a light worker. A light worker is something we all can do. It's just whether you are choosing to create the space to look at what's dark and bring light to it. That's the only difference with someone who's that term just doesn't resonate, is because they're still choosing or resonating with suffering, because inherently the system that we're in, the system that's in society, has taught us that it's easier to suffer. I mean, just think about this. If you think about the healthcare system, right? It's easier to say, I don't feel well, let me go to a doctor. I don't feel well, let me swallow a pill. It's easier to do that than go, hey, hang on a minute. Why don't I feel well? Why would my head hurt? Why would I feel like there's wrinkles? Why would my stomach hurt? Why would I have bruises on me? Why would I have bites on me? Like, it's easier to just pretend that you can go somewhere and get it fixed and do the internal work. It's easier to say, let me just take this pill. But much like finance, if you do that, let me just do this external thing. Let me just do this external thing. It will compound in your life to a catastrophic event. And that is something I can 100% guarantee you, because in all of my work with cancer, all of my work with health, all of my work with business, I've seen it time and time and time and time again. It's not just something I'm making up in an airy fairyland. There's story after story after story. You can research on this. I didn't listen to that voice inside my head. I didn't know what was true to me. I didn't take the action on what I knew I had to take action on. I didn't believe I was enough. I didn't believe I was worthy. I didn't feel safe. Like, all the excuses that come, but when you don't do that, like, inside of you harboring is darkness manifesting, because it's winning instead of you bringing the light into the world. Like, that is how serious this is. And I'm not trying to make it big deal, but it is. Like, it is a life or death thing to either say, you know what, I am a light worker and I'm choosing that, or I'm not. It is really can be the matter of you living and not. Really. And so a light worker is something, it's not magical. So those of you who might get pissed off at me for that, that's fine. But it's not like someone's just magically a light worker. Like, no, you're a light worker because you wanted to go, I'm no longer going to resonate with suffering, relying on a system that's actually dictating my life for me. I'm not resignating there anymore. I'm going to actually look within and I'm going to create a different light, a different frequency. I'm going to transmute this energy, because energy can't be created or destroyed, but I'm going to transition it. And when you can do that, when you can take that and go, okay, let me see, is there an internal system here? Wow, I'm starting to feel some heat. Wow, I'm starting to feel some movement in me. Wow, my mind is getting less foggy. Wow, I have ideas, the creativity. Wow, I'm meeting new people. New people are coming to my reality on Instagram, on Facebook, or people like my mentor Yvonne that I met through social media. Wow, really incredible people are coming into my life. People that have made multi-million-dollar businesses. People making six-figure businesses. People that are traveling the world and helping people. Wow, because you're starting to resonate at the frequency of light. The frequency of light moves so fast you can't see it. So you're starting to move at a pace that's going to go so fast you can't even see it. So fast you don't even know what's coming. And that's the journey of true success. True success would never sit there and like, let me write a goal. It doesn't work that way. We talked about that in the podcast today. True success is like, I have this sensation deep inside of me. I have this knowing as a man, probably. I'm not a man, so I can't think, but I have this knowing. I have this body sensation, like a penetration. Like, I've got to go. I've got to do this. I've got to get somewhere. Like, women, we more have a thread that's pulling us somewhere. That's like guiding us. Men, it's very much more like the action. But if you don't do that, what it's costing you. And that's the difference between someone who's a light worker and someone who's just going to keep repeating the same habits of struggling, the same habits of not getting where you want to go when you want to go there. So anyway, I hope this resonates. Make sure to grab a copy of my third book, An Uncompromised Life, if you haven't yet. It's been out for 48 hours. You know, a lot of you are just receiving it. I can't wait to hear your feedback. It's just such an incredible journey. Another thing, go listen to the podcast, the Colleen Gallagher podcast. If you never listened to it, you can get it on any Google, Spotify, or Apple, Google, Spotify, all the things. All the episodes are incredible. The intention is for you to tune in to receive a frequency like this, to shift that energy from that. Let me rely on this external system that's been a natural habit my whole life. Let me call the friend. Let me do this instead of like, let me tune in and let me feel that. What's pulsating through me. Something's new is arising. That's the intention of that podcast, to get you in that shift. And then the other thing is, a really good thing to do if you haven't done it, or a really good tool to have around you, is my crystal line. It's my daughter's and mine. We have a rose quartz crystal, which is a heart opener. And I believe that when we live from our heart, I have a whole chapter on this in my new book, Heart Centered Businesses. Yahoo Finance just started us out. Grab this rose quartz crystal from my website. You can go on there, and it's really a good tool just to have around, so that your heart opens, your heart's expansive, and your creative ideas are flowing from your heart instead of this kind of like anxious, overachieving state. So there's that. And then be in tune, guys. I have something really exciting to come to do, a group workshop, like group work together with me. It's going to be launching the next couple days. So I feel it, and it's going to really be in this energetic space. It's a fun place to be in. So I love you. Make sure to share this, say hello.